Welcome, Leo people. If you have your sun sign, moon sign, or ascendant sign, aka rising sign, in Leo, then this reading is for you. You can choose by your sun, your moon, your ascendant. You can listen for all of them, just one. It's entirely up to you. It's what feels right for you is going to be what's right as far as aligning with messages on my channel. Welcome if you are new. Welcome if you are returning. Glad to have you here. So this one is going to be for the holiday season, and it's a more broad holiday season, including points in October, including Halloween as a holiday. So whenever you feel holiday season begins with that in mind, okay, guys, and straight through until the new year with January 1st. So the decks are pre-shuffled. We're going to cut them and jump right into your reading. If you're new, I'd love to have you be a subscriber. Make sure you hit the notification bell if you want to be notified immediately when videos are released. And check out your disclaimer down below in the description for Leo. Okay, we're starting with the Hangman reverse. Then we have the Knight of Candles reverse. Potions. There is a message here for some of y'all about moving on up in some way, like scooting up a bit, taking a step up, moving up, because something below you or beneath you comes through as a sign or a nudge to do so. Something isn't supporting you the way you want, or you need some sort of room for something, and it involves you taking some sort of step up or moving up in some way. Always with my readings, use your intuition, your own discernment, and know with these readings, they're general. So not every message is necessarily going to be for you and resonate. The Star card. And the Four of Candles reverse. Okay. So as far as zodiac signs go on the table, y'all have Pisces, Virgo. You have Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Quite a few. There's a mention of some sort of gathering, some sort of party here. It's showing up more as like planning energy, possibly, or maybe it is exclusive, like close-knit or family, possibly. I'm going to get a clarification with the chimes. I don't want to go too much into that card's energy without them, really. But the fact that the star energy is next to it with the death card does make it pack a punch and like have me jumping right to the end with your particular reading. I'm going to get your tree cards out as well. Your reading actually starts with the Hangman reverse into the Knight of Candles reverse into some sort of wish fulfillment with the Nine of Potions. And so it feels like this is telling some sort of story for a number of you where you probably were a little bit passive about achieving something here, and it's working in your favor. There's like with the Hangman some sort of pause, some sort of break. Something is like on hold or delayed at times, but it's reversed, and so it feels like y'all have probably already went through that. You're coming out of that and into some sort of wish fulfillment. But I do feel the guides want you to hear and like take note of the fact that you did it. I'm hearing you did it, you achieved it, you did it. Some of you were breaking some sort of cycle in doing this. It's like the key here where You said, you know what, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to let this come to me, or I'm going to take a break, I'm going to focus on something else, I'm not going to run after this. And so in not running after it, you didn't scare it away, and it's showing up with the Nine of Potions. So the Death card can just represent change and transformation and metamorphosis at times. And looking at it that way goes into the Ten of Needles reverse and the Nine of Presents, and then the King of Presents too, which makes me feel like financial improvements related to finances, gifts, wealth, money, your health also. There's a lessening of worry. Some of you, what's going on, this change, this metamorphosis, this wish fulfillment is allowing you to worry a bit less. You're less in your head, and you're stepping into greater financial independence with the Nine of Presents and the King of Presents. It's more than independence, though. That might not even really resonate so much for some of you. Again, with the chimes, we will clarify. The Star card, like the Death card, I do feel like is representing a time period. So the Death card is representing when the sun is in Scorpio, when various planets such as Mercury, Venus may also be in Scorpio, even moon in Scorpio with the full moon here. The Star card is Aquarius energy. And so this is like the end of the year, the beginning of the new year, and stepping into that. The guides are saying the word masterful, like notice where and how you are masterful. You can see the past year, you can see the past in general as a gift, as a present, and allow that to empower you. It feels like this season, there are a number of ways, doors that may become more visible for you. And so you may spot them, you may see them, you may act in accordance because of this. But these doors are representing opportunities and a pathway to change and transformation. And it's really like your mindset and your emotions that is what we're activating or we're doing. It's like where we push the button, but there's more that comes from that manifests. And with the King of Presents, it's really focusing on the material world, and with the Star card, it's really focusing on the future. The future, for some of you, your social setting or who you are involving yourself with, but the future and specific manifestations here, and especially material with the King of Presents, but not limited to that. You get that abundant 9 energy, you got the 10 energy on the table. You really do have a theme about conclusion and like the end of the cycle. We've tied the bow on the gift. We're presenting the gift. The Aquarian energy with the Star energy says there's always more. The end is never truly the end. So does the Death card. The Death card has that lesson, that message, that story also. Yeah, it's showing up like y'all are waking up from some sort of slumber or some sort of dormancy, and the chimes. But the trees, guys, the holiday trees, the autumn trees. Look at the trees. This is the way that I've done it with all of the readings so far. You're the 5th one I'm doing, and I don't want to break it. So we're going to look at the trees. The first one you have is the King of Diamonds, aka the King of Presents energy again. And exactly what you wanted and more is what you have on this tree. Exactly what you wanted and more. Second tree, Ace of Spades, new traditions. And last tree, the 7 of Diamonds, for self and others. Now let's get into the stocking and the chimes. All right, thank you, spirit guides, messages for Leo, topic, this video, this time. See what I'm saying? More and more, and like there's no actual ending. Something becomes something else. Quite an outspilling. So the mummy is drawing my attention in first. To me, this is a symbol of the ancestors at times. Okay, ancient ones, ancient ways, ancient habits, possibly. But the mummy has to do with preservation. And it can be preservation of traditions, it can be preservation of material things, preservation of one's own body, one's health, one's mind, one's spirit, but preservation, right? And with that, we could definitely see some longevity. This is giving me like time capsule energy. There's something very magical about this, and I need a chime on the Four of Candles reverse. So spirit guides, please give me one for the Four of Candles reverse. Clarify, explain, help me elaborate this message. It's so very cryptic right now. Okay, this could have to do with an Aries for some of you, or Capricorn for some of you, and possibly two. Yeah, Aries energy. So first house energy though, and then the black bag. The black bag to me can represent like secrets, privacy. It can represent a lot of different things. So think of what it means to you. That's going to be the most relevant with this. Something hidden though, or like, yes, this is about personal celebrations and how you feel, and personal rituals too. If you're doing any sort of personal rituals whatsoever, a candle meditation, you're smiling at yourself and saying loving things in the mirror, you have tea or coffee alone and look at a really pretty view, whatever it is for you, it's like your personal way of celebrating away from other people, or it's this could be something very new for you that you really enjoy doing. You don't necessarily have to be alone in doing it, but it's not a crowd of people or a formal sort of party. It in fact could be planning for one, but it isn't one. It's something more intimate. Okay, and in the center we have the breathe message, and we have another chime for air, the kite flyer, and another chime for air, the feather. So breath is such a central message with your reading at this time. All these purple beads is an energy for me that has to do with the crown chakra, and it has to do with spirit, ascended masters, spirit guides, your connection with God, source creator, the divine, yourself as well, the higher mind. This is an energy of quality also. It's an energy that is like a transformative energy. There's this message about being grounded through change, grounded through transformation, protected by your own spirituality, possibly your own religion, your spiritual strength, spiritual practices. You're protected, okay, and you're supported. There's so much magic. Like, have you been in lotus pose? Have you been doing meditation, breath work? If you have, you've surrounded yourself in some sort of golden energy, golden light, you're gonna see like a harvest. You're gonna see rewards, spiritual rewards, rewards in general in your life. And yeah, it is as a result of this, okay? If not, you have the opportunity to start. Okay, I'm getting this message like it's never too late. Life is better in flip-flops. So there could be a bit of nostalgia for warmer weather, appreciating, what's missing in the contrast as far as summertime goes, maybe some specific things. Some of you might receive new flip-flops or be giving new flip-flops. The kite flyer too could be representing an air sign, probably Aquarius because you already have it on the table, but for some of you it could be Gemini or Libra. Yeah, the element air, for whatever reason this time of year, you guys, is like right in the center. It's a whole piece of the puzzle. You have a piece of the puzzle over here. Some of you may have wished for some sort of puzzle. Maybe you enjoy doing Sudoku puzzles, for example, for one example of many. And you will get that, or somebody else has, and you're assisting in granting that wish. For them, you have the letter N. So the way to expand this on your own with this is to do a brain dump where you fill a page with words that begin with the letter N. You don't censor yourself. You just get in the flow and write down whatever comes to mind, fill it, and then take a step back, put it down for a while, pick it up, see what jumps out at you first. Take what you will away from that exercise. If you want to dive a little deeper, there's some homework for you. The Scorpio energy, the death energy, does say like, hey, let's dive a little deeper. What if we dive a little deeper? What's there to discover? And the black energy talks about the darkening of days, how now it's dark, it's getting darker and darker, the light is waning. And that affects us all on an individual level. That affects us all as a society. That's affected our ancestors, our parents, and things like dreams, okay, meditation, just relaxing in the darkness becomes like a bigger category of our life. Possibly we could put it that way. Basically, it's bringing about some changes. And if you're mindful about this and you find things to enjoy about it, I feel like it can ease your mind and it can bring in some things that you're very much ready for. The Nine of Presents here, it's like you may have asked for plenty or something with a lot of little a lot of pieces to it, and the universe, your higher self, wasn't going to give it to you before you were prepared for it or were ready for it or could enjoy it. But you're getting there, and like this season, I think a lot of you are there, and so you're receiving whatever that is for you specifically. Okay, we have blessed, but it's tangled up. I feel like for some, there's this message about health, and like the mind tangling things up at times so that the blessings are hiding, or feeling blessed is like a mixed emotion that we're experiencing with other emotions, maybe pain, for example, or frustration, or irritation. The earplugs here, okay, is talking about quiet times, silent times, like, from your past experiences, magic lies there, and silence and pauses are a part of the symphony of life, or the music. So we have a skeleton, we have a mummy. For some of you, this is going to connect in like specific things too with Halloween. You might know somebody dressing up as a mummy, for example, or see a new movie with skeletons, and that's like a blessing that's being talked about here. The shield, and yeah, I feel like a lot of you, you're getting the tools you need again to like move into a desirable future timeline as we move into the future, where your finances and your health are improving, are really like you feel blessed with the situations. Basically, you feel blessed with the situations. There's something golden here, a golden bag. Okay, the earplugs, being tangled in the skeleton. could indicate like not listening or like selective hearing. It's like I'm trying to describe what I am being shown here. So thank you for your patience. You guys have a lot of jewelry on the table as well. So this could be indicating things like scarves, ties, anything that you wear around your neck, as well as any sort of jewelry, giving, receiving, seeing it, okay, being a part of the fun, a part of the season. Could be a recommendation too to connect with a piece that makes you feel a certain way, makes you yeah, because even if it makes you look a certain way, it's like it's really about how you feel about how you look. Okay, I'm seeing the word joy here too. Yeah, a lot of you keep thinking you have something to worry about when you don't. Okay, there's something to worry about, but there isn't. And there is definitely some beautiful cryptic energy here, especially related to the future and like it's getting closer and closer to January, away from like October, November. Do we need to come back to that? We've got birds showing up as spirit guides. Subtle messages. There's a lot of subtle messages wanting to come through. Ask yourself, does that feel like a truth to you? What do you feel in your gut? What do you feel in your bones in relation to that? The message I'm getting is that, and it's from angels, it's from departed loved ones, it's from ancestors. Really, sky's not even the limit here, guys, with the Yuletide magic and the season. I'm gonna go ahead and do the last part of your reading, see if my train of thought comes back to me or if it's just left the station and passed us by. Either way, it's all good. So last thing we're going to do is we're going to get one chime for each tree. Oh, okay, it had to do with the earplugs. So there's this energy of tangling things up in knots and ties, and some of you might be dealing with that in a physical way too. Maybe you have some holiday lights that you need to untangle, or jewelry, you choose to untangle, whatever it is. But the guides are also talking about communication, messages getting tangled at times, or the potential for that, and being aware that there's a potential for that. Then if the universe does bring you down that road, if you bring yourself down that road and that happens, how do you handle that? How do you approach that? How do you respond? The answers you seek are there and are coming. Okay. You have some really cool chimes. Let's take a look at them. On the King of Diamonds, earthy energy, you have the water fairy, the glow in the dark water fairy. So exactly what you wanted and more. You guys have such magic with you. Wow. Okay. So one thing I definitely see with this is the dream world and potentials with the dream world, because of the glow in the dark energy. Again, with meditation as well, connected to any sort of meditations, possibly guided meditations, visualizations, where you just count your breath. Everything you wanted and more. And it's magical, the more. My God, the fairy. I'm so happy to see her. She hasn't come out in so long. I also feel like the water and the earth combo is really good. This is pretty magical because now we have clay, basically. We can build with that. And so here on the second tree, the energy of the new, the Ace of Spades, we have new traditions here. It's a spade too, so it's like we're planting a seed, and this is going to continue. This is going to have longevity with the King of Presents here, but it's brand new right now, and you can't get that back. You can never get back a first kiss. Moments pass. These firsts, that needs to be said about them. And so you have a yellow tulip. It was kind of coming through as a yellow rose to me. Yellow roses are symbols of friendship, among other things, but it's a yellow tulip. So look more into yellow tulips, yellow roses as you're guided to help yourself expand the reading in this message further. Some of you, this is talking about actual flowers, maybe seeing, giving, receiving. I feel like, you know, it could be any time. I'm not sure, but Thanksgiving is kind of coming through too, like around that time period. Some sort of yellow flowers. Okay, we have the Seven of Diamonds with the die and this image on it with the spacecraft. Is it a spacecraft or is it Saturn? There's some sort of explosion here too. Oh my God, what are we looking at? This could be very different for different people. The Seven of Diamonds is saying growth. Okay, and you're not alone. You're doing it together. Others are growing too. The collective is growing. The seven is good fortune, good luck. Being able to like claim more. You have more to claim, more to receive. There's more gifts, more perks. You've earned them. It's in relation to some sort of process. And when we get to the seven, it's like we're still climbing, we're still growing, we're still evolving, and we're receiving and getting more in aliens and spacecrafts and explosion. So what the heck are we talking about here, right? Something could be radical, very different, just things that are very new. You could be introducing this to other, you could be introducing these things to other people, or vice versa. It could be something that connects into the collective. It hasn't come through with any of the other signs yet, as far as I remember, but yeah, something that's alien to you, right? Until it appears. And the Aquarian energy, star energy here too, and this being reversed, it's like maybe it's something we didn't plan for, didn't know about. Explosive energy regardless, so it feels like, you know, something very impactful. And you had the earplugs too. It could be something loud. It is more, again, connected time-wise towards like December, January, beginning of January. That's all I can really tell us about it. Unless I roll the die, let's go ahead and do that for self and for others. Crossroads, some sort of fork in the road, choice to make. Crossroads. So this could be new information. Also, we need to integrate and make some sort of choice, having received. Choice decision for self and for others, the aliens. All right, guys, if you want to leave a comment or something, let me know if there's like a cool movie or something with aliens. That's always fun to see. Okay, we have to leave your reading here, but do listen for other placements if you're inspired to do that and want to do that. I think you guys are my longest one yet. Many blessings to you, and bye-bye.